Hello everyone, welcome back to Pilates with Yvonne. I'm Yvonne and today we'll do another Pilates flow together. Before starting, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to just like this video and maybe even drop a comment at the end of the class. Maybe just letting me know how you felt after the session and also what would you like to see on the next video. So I'm gonna just have a look to recommendations and I'm gonna see if I can maybe satisfy one of your requests. So after this brief introduction, we're gonna get started from our back today. So I'm gonna ask you to come to lie down on your back. And we're going to just get started. We're just bringing the back of the head on the floor, the feet grounding on the ground, just hip distance. And the hands will just be either onto the belly and the chest or by the side of the body. They can be with the palms of the hands facing up or facing down. You can basically readjust into any comfortable position you want to start with. We're going to take a big breath in through the nose and a long breath out through the mouth. One more, breathing in, feel the air coming into the hands. Breathing out, feel the chest and the belly softening. One more. Breath in through the nostrils, arrive into the space, reconnect with your own body. And breathing out, let's release. Clipping the rib cage down towards the hip bones and relaxing the shoulders. And from here, we start to draw some circles with the arms. You can keep the eyes closed if you wish. The arms will just float above the head and they will just move back to the floor, passing through the middle line of the body. Inhale to reach back, exhale to press down. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more in this direction, waking up the shoulders and trying to feel that those scapulas are just flat on the mat. Try to as well notice how you feel through your back and enjoy this support that comes from the floor. We're going to reverse the direction of the circle. So we move from above the head down to the hips into big circles that move sideways and down. And we try to keep those arms always a couple of inches off the floor so we can activate those shoulders and arms here using a little bit the gravity to just really be aware of the weight of those arms circling around. Let's just take one more. And after the next one, let's just bring the arms to a T shape. Let's relax the arms down and drop the knees to the right side, looking to the left, and drop the knees to the left, looking to the right. We just go a few times here, so trying to release through the hips and release any tension of the lower back, everyone. Feel the back of the skull rolling into the mat and try to, again, relax through the neck muscles. Just for 2 more times here. Try not to hold anything in the legs. And then give me last one to bring the knees back to center. Let's just get started here, finding a neutral spine. So a little bit of a lower back here, having a gap in between the floor. And we start to flex the foot and bend the knee. And we just give a little point. So we flex the foot, we point the toes when the right leg goes up, and then we bend the knee. So point, flex, bend. Point, flex, bend. And those arms can just rest on the floor. We just try to wake up a little bit the back of the leg. And we try as well to wake up the toes and the ankle, twice small. And we swap, other leg. So we flex, point, bend. Kick, flex, point, bend. Kick, flex, point, bend for 4. I like to breathe out when I'm flexing the ankle and I'm stretching the knee. And we try to relax through the shoulders and take last one. Beautiful. Let's release the feet down, taking it high through the nostrils. We're going to curve the torso up and we're going to bring the hands around the right shin from here. We're going to lengthen the left leg long and from here we just kick, flex, lower. So we kick that left leg up and down. If this feels too much to begin with, guys, keep the head down and the shoulders heavy on the floor. Breathing out to kick, into lower. 2 more. Last one. We're going to swap the legs, so take the hands on the other shin, and we do the same. Up, flex, lower. And again, you can choose if your shoulders will stay up or down today. And maybe one side feels slightly different than the other, and that's 100% fine. Try to keep just everything still through the hips for 3, 2, 1. Return the knees towards the chest, release the head back, and just give a little rock side to side here. Now we're going to just bring the feet down to the ground. The arms will just start by the side of the body, but now we're going to find a neutral spine, and inhaling, the arms will travel above the head, so long arms behind you. Exhale, we squeeze the glutes and we tuck the tailbone under so we can articulate the spine towards the ceiling. Inhaling through the nostrils, we release the spine back down. The arms can stay there. So exhale, squeeze the glutes and lift the hips. Inhaling, let's release. Twice more, breathe out. And in. Last one, breath out. Breath in. And on the next one, let's squeeze the glutes and just keep the hips up so we can lift the left heel and then lift the right heel. Pedal through those feet, basically, squeezing through the glutes. Make sure your tailbone direction is in between the knees so we don't drop an arch here. We want to squeeze the glutes and engage the back of the body and the back of the legs. Twice more. Let's hold those heels lifted and take pulses up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return the hips down, take an inhale, bring your right hand at the back of the head and your left arm will just come to frame the left side of the body, and we take 3 pulses up to a diagonal and back. Up to a diagonal and back, up to a diagonal and back, release everything to the floor, breathing in. Now we go across. So breathing out, can you reach for the right corner of the mat? We move up and down. Exhale up, inhale down. One more. Up, down, release everything to the floor. Once more, this time we add the leg. Breathing out, left arm and left leg lift in tabletop. We pass for 3 times to the middle line of the mat. And then we release the foot and the head back. Let's lift the right leg and we move across. Exhale to lift. Exhale. Exhale. Everything down. We go once more like this. Breathing out through pulses. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale down. And we swap the leg to the top corner. So think about someone reaching and pulling that left arm for you. Take an inhale to release now. Let's bring the hands at the back of the head and swap. So breathing out, it's the right arm reaching forward. 3 pulses with the feet on the floor to start with. 2 and 1. Inhale, everything down. Exhale across. Out. Out. In, breath. Let's lift the same leg as the arm. Breath out. Breath out. Inhale everything down. Let's lift the left leg and reach for the left corner of the mat. Twice more. Purse lips. Exhale. Last one exactly like this, everyone. Breathing out through pulses. Let's try to wake up the core here. Try not to pull from the back of the head, but start from the sternum bone. And breathing out, we finish with these 3 pulses across, aiming for the left side of the mat. One more. Breathe out. And then feet down and hands can just reach for the back of the mat. Take a very quick full body stretch. So think about lengthening the legs and the arms, maybe pointing and flex the feet, take an inhale. And from here, breathing out, squeeze the knees towards the chest and rock forward and back until those legs will take you up to seated. We're going to move the feet towards the back of the mat, and we're going to move the hands in front. We'll come to hands and knees position. We'll start to bring the left foot outside the mat in the same line of the knee. And from here, we start to bring the right arm to the ceiling, inhaling, and exhaling, we thread that right arm underneath the arm, underneath the gap you just created with your left arm. So inhale, let's open. And exhaling, we thread that arm. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to thread. Twice more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And it doesn't matter how high that arm goes, as long as you're keeping those hips square, so we're not kind of dropping the right hip. We try to keep them in the same line. Now from here, we just hold everything still. Enjoy the stretching to the inside of the thigh, everyone. Taking in high. Now, this left foot will start to move to the back edge of the mat. And from here, I'm going to start to point the toes and lift that left leg up, exhaling. Inhale, we tap. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, tap. Breath out, lift. I want you to start to engage the glutes and the core, and at the same time we're working our balance skills, trying to balance in this really very funky position. Yeah, in a second I'm going to ask you to, if you want to add on, I'm going to ask you to lift that left hand. So the left hand that is supporting is going to move up to the sky. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. For 5, we try to fight for that balance, really pressing the bottom arm. And we go for 3 more. Exhale up, inhale 2. Exhale up, inhale 1. Very good. We stay at the top and we pulse. Up an inch, down an inch, up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's return the hand under the shoulder, return the knees underneath the hips, and let's come back to hands and knees from here. So we're going to tuck the toes and lift the knees off the mat, holding, breathing in. Exhaling, let's stretch the legs to a downward facing dog. Let's play a little bit more with some balance challenges today. So walking through the feet for a second. Try to notice how you feel through the feet and the back of the legs. Let's start to ground the feet flat. Square through the shoulders and start to lift that left foot off the ground. And then let's return that left foot down. Exhale, right foot. Inhale, feet down. We keep swapping, noticing how do we feel today? Just walking one leg off the mat, yeah? And we just try to stretch through the back of the leg still. Give me one more, and then we try to maybe add on the opposite arm. So the next time your right leg comes off the floor, maybe that left hand is lifting and reaching for the front edge. And then everything comes down. Same with the left leg and the right arm. Inhaling, ground. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, down. So I have a little bit of a play with this balance challenge into a downward facing dog, noticing what the body needs to activate to find that stillness. 3 more. Breathe in. 4, 2. Inhale. 4, 1. Even better if we can try to relax the head, or you can decide to just look in between the thumbs and just try to look to something still to help you to balance, as I just did in the very beginning. Let's lift the heels, let's bend the knees and come back to that tabletop position. Untuck the feet and let's just reach that opposite leg with the opposite arm. Inhaling, open to a diagonal, the back foot and the front hand. Return to the middle line, back to the floor. We swap. We lengthen, we open, we come back to the middle, we land. For 5. Open, close. Keep that spine flat if you can. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, land. 3 more. And out. In, out breath. Twice more. Out, in, land. Last one. Breathe in. Open, in. Finish your the left side. Breath in. Open. Everything still challenging that balance. Back to center. From here, let's bring the sitting bones back and reach the arms forward. Really great job, everyone. Relax the head, take an inhale. I'm just going to turn around from here because we're going to do the second side of that thread the needle challenge today. Breathing in. And out. And in. And out. So we're going to ground the hands around the spine. From here, bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders. Bringing the right foot outside the mat. And starting to open the opposite arm to the ceiling. Taking in high. Exhale, left arm comes underneath the right arm into the gap you just created. And the side of the head can just rest on the floor. Inhale, we open. And exhale, we close. And noticing if the hips are moving forward or back. Noticing how you feel on this side into your spine. Is not going to travel too high here, yeah? Breathing out, thread the arm. Breathing in, open. Last one, breathing out. And here we go. We stay. Now we are going to keep those arms exactly where they are, and we just take that stretch into the inside of the thigh for an inhale and a long breath out. Now from here, let's change the leg. So the leg will just move towards the back edge of the mat. No movement through the arms. We start to lift that top leg, and then we tap the ground. Breathing out, breathing in. And again, we try to press that bottom leg across the mat. Try to stabilize here the body through our core. And we tap and lift for 3 more times. Lift and tap. 2 more. Breath out and in. Last one. Try to as well keep that top hip on in the same line of the bottom one. So we try to lift and rotate to the sky that top leg. Let's hold it. Arm goes up. And from here we go. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. And the bottom leg, the bottom arm is really working hard to just push against the floor. Try to stabilize here the upper body. The bottom knee is grounding on the floor. The top leg is super straight. And we try to just take 3 more. Ready for those pulses? In 2. Up and down for 1. Let's go up and pulse for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Very well done. Bring the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Take an inhale, exhale. Lift the knees off the ground. Find a downward facing dog. Very well, everyone. We just pedal through the feet. We take a quick moment here to the legs. And we finish off with the last balance challenge. We're going to move into a plank, breathing out. We start to lift the left foot off the ground as we did before from the downward facing dog. And then other leg. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Just for 6. Excellent. Breathing out. We try to keep the hips always still. So there is not a lot of rocking through the hips or the shoulders. We take 4 more. Squeezing through the glutes, activating through the core. 2 and 1. Maybe we try to lift that left leg and the right arm will reach. And now we come back to center at the same time. Right leg, left arm, center. And we swap. Breathe out, Inhale. Breathe out. Inhale. Very challenging. Breathing out. Inhale. Breathing out. Twice more. You can do it. Exhaling. In. Last one. In. Well done. Let's hold it for 10. Squeeze the glutes for 9. Everything still. For 8. Press to the shoulders. 7. 6. Natural breath. For 5. Almost there. 4. 3. Let's hold for 2. And 1. Very well. Bend the knees. Melt the hips back towards the ankles and take a well-deserved child pose. Very well done, everyone. If you survived these challenges today in terms of balance and strength, very well done. You absolutely deserve a little bit of a rest now, so we're going to stretch through the body. Let's interlace the hands behind the back and stretch the arms to the back of the room or to the ceiling. And try to relax the hips and the head. Throw a long breath in and out. You can release the arms. You can start to bring the hands under the shoulders and roll the spine back to seated. So we can just move the legs forwards and away from us. I will just move onto our backs as we started. Bringing the arms by the side of the body. Start to take an inhale through the nose. Exhaling, let's bring the right foot on top of the left thigh and either push that knee away with the hand or find a figure of 4 stretch. Try to relax the shoulders and the flow, the rib cage. So there is always that ribs to hips connection into the front of the body. Maybe close down the eyes. Take a lovely breath in again. And out. Allowing that body to return to that balance, to that neutral state. Let's bring the left foot down and open the arms. And I'm maintaining the same shape of the legs. Let's bring that right foot across the left side of the mat. You can look away from the legs. I like to look away from the legs to release my neck, but if that feels uncomfortable, you can just look to the ceiling. Let's take an inhale here. Fulfilling the body of energy and space. And exhaling, let's return back to the middle. So we can just swap the legs and swap the side. Inhale, either press with your hands that knee away or thread the hands around the right thigh. Couple of breaths here. In and out. Returning that right foot on the floor. Open the arms and let the left foot come across the mat to the right side and maybe look away from the legs. Take a moment into that twist, relaxing through the middle back and the lower back. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Return those legs back to center. Start to bring the feet back down in parallel and take those arms above the head with your legs long to the front of the mat. Take an inhale, reach toes and fingertips away from each other. Take an exhale, squeeze the knees towards your chest and refine that back onto the floor. Just maybe rocking side to side, maybe rechecking how you feel through your hips and lower back. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna drop the knees to one side here, just rolling the body weight onto the side and then pressing the hands down to the floor to readjust back to seated. We're going to cross the legs or find a comfortable seated position. And we're gonna lengthen the arms, breathing in away from the crown of the head. We start to move towards the right side and exhaling, we draw a big C curve where the hands will move down, the head will move down. And then we finish that circle to the left. And we move again from the left side, breathing in. Round the spine, exhale. Inhale over the right side. Exhale, centering. Nice. Let's release the arms and take a shoulder roll to finish today's class. And thank you so much, everyone. As always, thank you for sharing with me your time and your energy. And I'm going to see you here on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment this video. And I'm going to see you again in a week's time, as always. Thank you.